Since the year 2000, more than 350 books have been published explaining in great detail the falsification of theism, Christianity especially. This has never happened before, ever. My name is David Madison, the 17th of January 2020. I'm an ex-clergy atheist, and I have collected these titles into what I call the Cure for Christianity Library. In homage to Mark Twain's famous comment that the best cure for Christianity is reading the Bible. Now we have a lot more books to help with that. Just type Cure for Christianity Library into Google. These writers have said some pretty cool things, hence this series of flash podcasts, Cure for Christianity Knockout Quotes. This is quote number 9. In his book, Why I Became an Atheist, John Loftus, a former Christian minister, has stated the reasons for the rejection of theism. But do a search for all of his books, especially his 5 anthologies. The last one, The Case Against Miracles, was published just recently. But in Why I Became an Atheist, Loftus wrote this, quote, "An outsider to the Christian faith would not believe God raised Jesus from the dead with the paucity of historical evidence there is for it. There are way too many superstitious beliefs in the Bible, and the resurrection of Jesus is one of them," unquote. 2 points here. First, outsiders would not be convinced of the resurrection because of the paucity of historical evidence. Christians might be shocked. What does Loftus mean by paucity of evidence? What about the 4 Gospels? In fact, I urge Christians to read the Gospel accounts of the resurrection to see what they find. First of all, they will find no accounts of the resurrection at all. Nobody saw it happen or reported what they saw. In the Gospels, we do find 4 different stories of the discovery of the empty tomb on Easter morning. They cannot be reconciled. The story grew with the telling, and the Apostle Paul never mentioned an empty tomb. We can assume that the story was invented after he wrote his epistles. Well, how about 1 Corinthians 15? Paul reports that the resurrected Jesus appeared to Peter and then to the 12. Paul didn't seem to know that Judas had dropped out. And to more than 500 people. 500 people! How come the Gospels fail to report this? This is suspicious. Paul wasn't there. To take it seriously, we'd have to know if this had been documented. Did anyone interview these people? We have no way at all to verify this story. Sounds like hearsay. See what Loftus means by the paucity of evidence? Now, point number 2. There are way too many superstitious beliefs in the Bible. Yes, folks, snap out of it. Where can we start to make a list of Bible superstitions? Well, a good place would be Matthew 27, verses 52-53, where we read that lots of dead people came alive when Jesus died and walked out of their tombs on Easter morning to make a tour of Jerusalem. That surely qualifies as superstition. And how about Mark 5, in which we read that Jesus transferred demons into a herd of pigs? They ran off the cliff and drowned in the sea. The Apostle Paul had a magic spell for being saved. Just believe in your heart and say with your lips that God raised Jesus from the dead. That's not too much better than abracadabra. The list of Bible superstitions, folklore, magical thinking can go on for miles. Resurrection was one of the stock motifs in ancient religions. Why take it seriously? John Loftus has given us a knockout quote. Resurrection is one of many superstitions. And the paucity of evidence? That's no surprise at all.